That sucks.
Hello, everybody. My name is Lewis Lee, and this is Plan in Traffic. We do this every Thursday night live for all the car enthusiasts. So please tell your friends and family that we do this every Thursday. And you're all welcome to chat in the chat room and ask us questions or tell us what we're doing wrong. We take it all. What's up, Ray?
Hey, Lewis. Lewis, very good. Very good. Good to be here again. Another rousing Thursday night. And
They come quick.
Yes, they do. They sure do. The week's just kind of, it's like you turn pages in a book and I was just talking to my buddy, one of my good buddies, Doug, and he said he's got a week off next week for vacation. So I said, all right, that's cool. I said, listen, you want to get together one day? We could have some lunch or something. I said, but I know what's going to happen. I said, you get that week off, and because he works a lot of OT too, so he's got extra hours. I said, Monday is like, wow, got the whole week off. And then you turn around and it's Thursday and you're saying, oh my God, I only got like another day and a half left. And what am I going to do? I didn't do anything.
It's crazy. You get nothing done on your list.
Oh, terrible.
Yeah. So, I was sitting here thinking, how fast these years go by. So we're on our 10th year. This is our 10th year anniversary on Plan in Traffic.
Yeah.
So it's crazy how fast things go by because I invited one of my friends. He might jump in. He's a celebrity type dude, so he might jump in if he can. But I'm sitting here thinking, I was like, man, I've known this dude for 20 years.
Yeah.
And it don't seem that long, but we've done a lot of stuff together too in 20 years. It's like crazy.
Yeah. No, I know. I have the same problem with the radio show. People I've known a long time, and you want to get them on, and they're like, "Yeah, you know what? I'm kind of busy. I'll do it. When things lighten up. Yeah, no problem. Don't worry. We'll be in touch." And then next thing you know, those years have gone by, and you're like, "Hey, you know what? You never came on the show." I was like, "Oh yeah, shit, I got to do that."
Yeah.
It is nutty. It's too fast.
Yeah, life goes quick.
Yeah.
So tonight is your suggestion. So
I love that. And I tell you, I just told you off the top of my head what was going on just this week with me. All sorts of stuff. My buddy picked up a car to flip, so I'm trying to help him do that. And of course, I send it to another friend, and he tells me he doesn't know I'm trying to help the other guy flip it. So he's telling me, hey, you and me should buy it and flip it. I'm like, oh man, I've got levels of flipitude, and it's another Mustang. I'm surrounded by Mustangs, and now we got one at the shop that I'm working on that's going to be a restoration project. So that's the one I was talking about with, you want to have, because I talked to the owner to try and get a plan moving forward. And even my buddy who has this other Mustang, he's restoring a GTX, and it isn't going particularly fast, but he's very meticulous. And I've been trying to move him along. It's like, dude, don't be so meticulous. Just, get the car on the road.
So it's funny you said that because my wife is telling me I should jump in the Cadillac and just drive it.
Okay.
I'm wasting so many years of it sitting there. I want to restore the whole thing, and I'm missing years I could be, enjoying it a little bit.
Yes, and I'll tell you, I sent you the pictures of that red Mustang today. I emailed them to you. I don't know if you saw your email or not, but
no,
it was a car. Here's a perfect example of a car to do nothing to. It's been sitting in a garage 25 years in inside storage, and sometime before, and it's a 67. So sometime before that, the guy had pulled the motor out, the 289, had it rebuilt and put back in. And, now it looks like crap because it's been sitting. But also the car it was gold with a black interior. And I don't know if he did it, but someone repainted it to red with a white interior and a white top. Very nice combination. So that alone was a real nice, addition. So, but now the paint is, it needs paint. It needs paint work. It's very, there's a lot of cracking, chipping and stuff, but the car is solid. It's got solid floors. It runs good. It drives. The top works. And like I was talking to a buddy today, I said that's the kind of car you buy. You don't go send it to the body shop because now it's going to be years before you get it back. You just drive it, get it, and cruise around. Put the top down and just have a ball. So, a lot of people don't see it that way. They want the finished product. They want the show car. And I tell people all the time, be careful what you ask for. And
yeah, then you won't drive it because it's a show car.
Yeah, when you got a show car, now you are married to it, and it's a whole nother beast. So, it's a problem. So,
so I think this week, or not this weekend, I'm booked up this weekend. Maybe sometime next week, I'm gonna pull it out and get the tire. I bought new tires for it. I just never put them on.
Okay.
So they're all four are flat right now in the back. So I'm gonna put those on and do a couple little things to it, and I think I'm gonna start driving it.
Why not? You know what? Why not?
Yep.
And I tell people this all the time. I tell them, I've said it on this show 100 times. Get that car on the road and just drive it, not finished to your standard or any other standard, and you'll have more fun just driving it. And then you're gonna want to work on it more.
Yeah. Yep.
It's just the way it is. I don't know why. It's just the way it is. So yeah, I wholly agree. Take that caddy out and cruise it. You're gonna love it. You'll have a ball.
Yeah, because I'm seeing a couple guys riding around and they're not in too much better shape than mine. I'm like, wow, he's rolling. I should be rolling.
Sure. Right.
Yeah. So I'm gonna pull the trigger, I think.
Good idea. I'm all for it. I think it's a good idea.
So on the flip side, I was flipping some cars early 2000s, mid 2000s.
Right.
I was buying from Copart. They're the auction that the insurance companies send cars to.
Yep.
So I was buying cars there, buying them wrecked and fixing them and drive. I would drive them for 2 or 3 years, and then sell them. And I always made more money than what I had in the car.
Nice.
And I drove them for a couple of years.
Yeah. The only thing I know, what I became aware of them was after we had the big hurricane up here, and they got all the flood cars.
Mm-hmm.
And they had cars like guys, hot rods and collector cars. Guys just took the insurance money and they took it. And cars that looked beautiful, looked like they were in a car show. Yeah. And a lot of guys will look at like they were dripping blood out of their teeth to buy these cars. And I was like, these cars run the salt water, dude.
Yeah.
Not a good idea. Not a good idea.
Yeah, water damage is rough.
Water is one thing, but salt water is like times 100 or more. So yeah.
With the electric and wiring, man, and wires are already finicky. So you add in some water and salt, like you said, man, you run into a spot.
I was just talking about this the other day with some friends, and my buddy has a motorcycle shop, and it's a Harley Davidson aftermarket, repair custom shop. And he had a lot of his guys got flooded. Some of them raised the bike, it still got flooded. I mean, I remember this one guy in particular had a knucklehead, and he was an old timer, and he had this knuckle since I think the early 60s, and he had rebuilt it a few times, and it was his baby. And he brought it in. He said the first thing he did is like he hosed it off with fresh water and dumped the oil and did everything that you would have to do. And then he brought it into them, and they said, I remember he was showing me pictures like they would clean things. They were using rust dissolve and all, and the next day it would rust again. I remember the Cat's Eye Dash on this one bike. They cleaned it and rust dissolved it, and it was beautiful. The next day it was like just right back where it was again. It was like that rust would not stop because of the salt, because you're dealing with aluminum and brass and lighter metals, with the electrical stuff. It's not like heavy steel. And man, and I remember him telling the guy with the knucklehead, listen, dude, it's time to just take the insurance payment and do something else. He goes, I don't want something else. I want this bike. And they did redo it, and the motor re-rusted. I mean, it was a shame to see. It really was.
Yeah.
The bikes got hit real hard.
Wow.
Because you figure it's all aluminum and electric, pretty much. I mean, the steel is the frame, and but everything else is non-ferrous metal.
That's
So
terrible.
yeah, bad news. Very bad news.
So I pulled out my Stacy David book.
Ah, very good, very good.
So this is the first step to recovery.
Okay,
1977 Cadillac Coupe de Ville. So
nice. You got to put a picture of the car right there, the way it is now.
yeah, you know what? He has spots for that.
Okay. Okay.
Hold on. There you go. So you shoot the whole car.
Yes. Great.
I tell you what, man, this book is very thorough. I mean, he put some thought into it. It wasn't like he just threw some stuff together.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And I noticed on his website, you can go to his website, stacydavid.com.
Right.
And go to his store, and he has an electrical book now.
Okay.
For electric. Let's see.
Okay.
Electric wiring book.
All right.
$14.99. It's in the store.
I mean, we've talked about it. We talk about it all the time here and other places. That's the one thing. That's the mystery science to a lot of people, and I get it. I get it. And if you don't understand electricity and electronics, you shouldn't be playing around with it, because I've seen guys do more damage than good. So, but it's good to have a basic understanding of it, just for basic diagnostics. But the bottom line is, if you don't have that, you farm it out. Find somebody who's good at it.
Right. I was just looking at some of my videos. I was doing some editing today for Busting Out Schooling, and
Okay.
And I started from way back when I was doing the electric and the wiring and stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
Man, I can't believe I've done that much stuff to this bus. I mean, I started looking back, and I'm like, wow. I mean, this tedious stuff. Just crazy tedious stuff.
And not only that, but a lot of it, because the bus, like if you want to talk about wiring, a car, you got a Miata. Well, look at the wire, the amount of wire you put in a bus is composed to what you put in that Miata, hundreds of feet, I mean, just everything is the wood. I mean, everything is just times, 40 feet, it's crazy.
I ripped out the wiring harness from the front to the back of the bus. For some reason, I don't know why they do this, but they have individual wires running down. They had 40 wires, I bet, running to the back.
Really?
For the alarm, for the door alarm, for all the lights, brake lights, tail lights, the flasher lights at the top, the siren. It's just crazy on how much wiring, and they were all single wires.
And you don't know what the purpose was.
Yeah, well, I took them all out and I ran one cable with 7 wires in it. You know what I mean? I
right.
A whole bunch of stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So one of my partners is in the house, and I'm gonna put this out because this is my dude right here. Q from Pimp My Ride. I've known this dude for 20 years, man, and it's crazy that I've known this dude for 20 years, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And we've done a lot of stuff, man. So I invited him on tonight. So let me pop him up.
Yeah. Oh, there we go.
What up, fellas?
What's up?
How you doing, man?
How's it going?
Hey, not bad at all.
Good to see you here after 20 years.
Hey, I squeezed into my shirt. I've been wearing this shirt for 20 years. Stop playing.
There you go. There you go.
Nice.
This is an original, bro, from, I think season 1. Yeah, season 1, man. So what's going on with you, Lee?
Oh, man, just trying to be like you.
Oh, man. You already got that, bro. Look, you invited me to your show.
Yeah. Okay. So, hey, I've been following you now. I see you got some new stuff popping up. So that's why I wanted you to come on, man. Tell us about your new adventure.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely, man. So it's Still Pimping. Can you guys hear me okay?
Yep.
Okay, cool. Still Pimping is the name of the brand, if you will. And basically, man, what it is I went and found a lot of the cars from season 1 and 2 when I was sitting at the head of the table when the show originated, when, we came up with all the quirky ideas to even make the show, right?
Mm-hmm.
the pilot car, you know, and all that stuff was done in season 1. And, you know, I'm trying to find all of them, bro. So some of them have been totaled. Some of them are still, you know, still around. Some of them have swapped hands. Some of them are still with the original owners. You got to tune in, man. It's going to be a crazy ride, man.
Right. Now, what are they going? What network is it going to be on? Is it going to be on like Amazon or what spot?
No, you know what? I'm running it on my website, steelpippin.com, right? Mm-hmm. So you'll be able to get all the, you know, the shows as well as backstage stuff straight from my platform. Of course, I'll have, you know, shorts and little inserts here on TikTok and YouTube and those other platforms. But for the bread and butter, steelpippin.com. That's where you're going to find most of the stuff. And even a lot of stuff that's going on that's outside of Pimp My Ride per se. You know, just everything that I have going on, not only in the automotive world, but in the tech world as well.
Okay. Yeah, I seen a video with you, your geek guy.
Yeah. My boy Mark.
Yeah.
My boy Mark has been flying drones, man, since 2011, I believe, or 12, something like that, right?
Yeah.
And how he got into it was I actually had one of the first drones, the Parrot 2.0. And I taught him how to fly that, bro, and he got hooked. And I kind of gave it up and, you know, started doing other stuff. But he dug into it deep, so he built.
Wait a minute. I remember when you bought the drones.
Yeah, me Ray, remember?
Yep.
So with that said, man, he took that whole drone business, that whole umbrella, man, and took it to a whole nother level. So he's got drones now, man, with red cameras. He's got them as small as, you know, that can fit in your hand, that can fly 90 miles an hour. You know, everything from a 2K camera up to an 8K. Actually, there's a new one, a 12K camera that they just got. He's doing some crazy things with the drones, man. They did this one scene where it's they shot it at night on the ocean, and they had one drone with this light that was so big, bro. It had 250 pounds capacity. You could carry a human, basically. Wow. And it lit up the whole ocean, bro. And while this dude was surfing at night, craziest shot I've ever seen. Wow. They had one drone flying the light and one drone actually shooting the shot, right?
Oh, nice.
6 people doing this. One dude's controlling the light, one dude's flying the drone, the other dude's controlling the camera, the other dude's flying the drone and doing the, you know, they're spotting. They got people that spot. It was crazy, bro. Crazy, yeah. So he's on a whole nother level with the drone stuff.
Yeah, technology's going crazy, ain't it?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. So with that said, he's gonna be doing some flying for us on Steel Pimpin'. Most of the cars will be assembled here in Arizona, and I'm not at any shop, bro. We're doing all man cave garages, bro. It's all for basically this go around for your DIYers, right? You know, I'm showing you that you can do 90% of this stuff by yourself, and the little stuff that you need to shop, wheels and tires and stuff like that. You know what I mean? It's like you go to the local shop and get your tires mounted or whatever, but you know, as far as the turbos, the body kits, the paint, even like they've got some nice man kit. Like the laws here in Arizona are a little bit different than California, so you got a little more leniency with the, you know, the performance stuff. You can do straight pipe out here. I can blow the exhaust out the hood. It's crazy. It's like Arizona is different. California is a little more strict, right? So I came here to do my building, and you know, still got my, you know, my place in California, or whatever, but. Having some fun out here in Arizona. It's hot, but you know, it's been fun so far, man.
Now, what part of Arizona?
We are in Scottsdale, bro, right outside of Scottsdale.
Okay.
So we're probably 10 minutes. It's like, I think it's 3 streets over, and you're Scottsdale. Yeah, Scottsdale. That's where you're flying into, you know, which is Phoenix. You come up to Scottsdale. The private airport is probably 10 minutes from us. Which, you know, there's a couple of my buddies that are flying out, you know, out of here.
And we've all seen it. There's guys. There's so many guys that have really such nice man caves that are better than a lot of the shops I've been in.
Thank you.
Right.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Bruh, there's been this guy, man, and I've been having a couple of instances where, you know, people ask, "Do you have a shop? Where do you build your cars at?" Most of my clients now, man, I go to their house and build the cars.
Oh, that's okay.
One client I got right now, he's actually building a man cave garage for me to build this Camaro in.
Wow.
Like I was telling about my other buddy while I was building this car, I was doing, that's what brought me to Arizona. And I'm in their garage, like building, you know, their car, bro. And it's detached from the house, so I can come and go as I please, make as much noise as I want, you know what I mean? I'm not disturbing the family or anything like that, bro. And it's, you know, I get action at the pool, at the whole,
So now are you doing it like Garage Squad? You're bringing a van with your tools and oh no, okay. So you're
Exactly. I have a
mobile.
conversion van, and sometimes I drag the trailer if I need a lot of my tools. But
Right.
most of the times I can take, one of my seats out of my conversion van, slide my tools in there, and then some of these garages, like the last one, he had everything.
Yeah.
The lift, the tools, he had everything. He didn't know how to use one damn tool in there.
Yep.
Man, so if you need anything else, let me know. I'm like, this is a nice setup you got, bro. What are you building? I bought this shit for you.
Nice. Man, I'd like to work with people like that.
Okay, he's like, you ain't got to go nowhere, man. He's like, everything is here. You go upstairs and there's a bed all posted. You go upstairs, my little loft is up there, bro. There's a kitchen, there's a bathroom, there's a shower, there's everything in there, bro.
Wow.
Everything. 4 tool, there's a lift, there's, I think, 4 toolboxes, every tool you can imagine, power and manual, man. So it's like, and now that my other buddy, his buddy heard about what I was doing, so he built a man cave. But, they got to outdo each other, right? So this dude is building an 8,000 square foot building on his property. It's ridiculous, bro. And he just got it foam the other day. He had all the walls shot because it gets hot in Arizona. He shot all the walls with foam and the ceiling. And now he's going to go back and sheetrock it, bro. He's got a swamp cooler and the air conditioner. But the air conditioner is just, he don't even turn it on. The swamp cooler keeps that place super chill. It was 112 the other day. I think it was 72 in that building.
Nice.
Not bad at all, man. I wish, maybe one day when I get like these boys, man, I get me a man cave garage. So I'm like, this nice man cave garage. No, this is great. The one he has that he's doing the build in, and he's doing my paint body, so you guys will see the process of this build, right? Because he wanted to be a part of it. He's been watching this stuff as a kid. Him and his dad used to watch Pimp My Ride as a kid. He went to the military, did mechanics, and he got out, opened up a business body shop on his own based on, him watching the show and being inspired by Pimp My Ride. There's so many stories like that. And I'll have a lot of those people come on the show, do things, help me build at these man caves. But with that said, my guy is just like, enthused with the whole build, and his gearheads like that is going to make this show. It's going to make this show different. You know what I mean? Like, I don't have to use a shop, bro. It's gonna be a really, really good show, and we're gonna have fun, bro. That's what it's about, having fun. It's not always about hurry up, the client's coming. Like, no, this is my dime, my time. I'm going to get these cars to put that 20-year warranty on it. You know what I mean? Out of my dime. And some of these kids, if you own the car and you're an original participant, I'll do it at no charge, right? If it's a car that's out there, the one that's just floating, I'm trying to buy it. That way I own, I can own them. I have my little Pimp My Ride museum per se, right? You just bring back some of those cars, man. And a lot of them are still out there, bro.
Yeah.
A lot of them are still out there, man. You guys are going to be surprised.
How did they weather the years in general?
Of the cars?
Yeah.
Oh, bro, it ranges, man. It's everything. I think the oldest one is the 55 Bel Air.
Okay.
And the newest one would be the Scion. I mean, because we gave away a couple of new cars on at West Coast Customs. So that Scion, which is 2004, right? It's 20 years old now.
There you go. Those 20 years.
That's a classic. That's considered a classic, right?
Right. Yeah. So were there any that you saw that you said, "Oh man, it's too bad that this car ended up this way," or were they all really preserved pretty well?
Yes, no. There was a couple that are in the. I wasn't able to catch them before they crushed them. There was a couple that got wrecked in total.
Oh no!
In the junkyard, or scrapyard, I should say, and they're probably recycled metal by now.
Yeah. Okay. It's bound to happen. Yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So there was one kid it happened to immediately, right? The one he was on the show, second season. He had a Toyota Corolla. He was a bad driver. The Corolla was all beat up. He had like 3 or 4 wrecks in this Corolla. Well, we took his car and put him on the show. We gave him a rental car. He totaled that car after about a week, right?
Oh, the rental car.
We gave him another rental car, right? The day before he was picking his car up, he totaled that car.
Oh, man.
True story. Wow. Got his car pimped, right? Gave it to him the next day. He still got his Corolla and drove off. Totaled it in 2 weeks.
Man, That dude had no right being behind the wheel.
But see, you know,
bro, he totaled 2 rental cars. I don't think this is gonna last. We all said it.
No.
Sure as shit, he totaled it.
yeah.
Yeah.
So by you putting this show together is going to show the behind the scenes and stuff we never heard like that. So that's pretty slick. That
Absolutely, it'll show. And as I'm doing it, I'm like talking about where we were as a shop, and how we were like bonded at first, how we were like all brothers, but slowly by the second, third season, we kind of just start, and you can tell how we act, like people's attitude, like their body language on the camera. Like I know that because I ran the guy. A lot of these guys were close to me, right? And you can just see how that show just kind of ripped us apart, bro.
Yeah.
Right. Yep. And that's not really the show. I'll take that back. It was the way that that Ryan handled the way of us, becoming bigger with the show. Whatever. He tried not to let us grow. You know what I mean? As the show and the shop got bigger, the name, which we were the name, he tried to handcuff that. But your whole deal was you should have just, try to be, instead of trying to make everybody rich around you, which is what you're supposed to do, right? You make everybody rich around you, ain't got to worry about going broke.
Right.
Right. So instead of him doing that, he kind of tried to cuff everything to himself. When first season, I told him he should be on the camera. And he was like, no, fuck the fame, give me the money. Excuse me, bro, with the language. And I'm like, it's all good. Right? We went on and did the show. 3 years into it, then he's trying to get that position. It's too late now. The show's already made. Everybody thinks I own the shop. It's already a brand, and once you take that away and you start, tearing the brand down, you tear down your money, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So there's no way you can tell me that you can't get more money with us than you could without us. And basically let everybody go and try to run it yourself. And, you may get a couple dollars, because we built a brand that's in 103 countries. So you should be a millionaire, billionaire by now, because the networks are getting 300, 350, $1 million a year in ad revenues.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's interesting to hear this kind of talk, because it just so happens this build that we're doing at the shop, the guy is a videographer. It's his build, and he brought his team down last week. They're going to be they filmed me once. They're filming this to push it as a pilot on one of the streaming networks, because they feel the network, like the big guys they don't want to talk to anybody, so they're going with the streaming services. So, and I was like, I'm really kind of hesitant about this, dude. Like, I just want to work. I just want to get my job done. I just want to work on the car, because you don't know where their mind is going to go. Well, no, we need you to do this. We need to do that. Well, no, I need to do this, and I need to get the job done.
Right.
So it's going to be curious to see how this works out. I'll be learning a lot, but I'm kind of wise to it. So I'm ready to just tell them, take a hike. We'll see.
That's good. You just got to, kind of kick back and let the chips fall where they may, if you will.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what we did. And, everybody did well for themselves when they left. Alex is still doing raps, which, he made history the other day with that film, and I'll tell you about that. Mad Mike is still working at Galvin, because the checks here. He's been making 6 figures a year for a while. Ish is still, he's got a restaurant and an interior shop that he's got running, so he's always done pretty decent. And then his wife is well off as well, so Ish is all right. Big Dave still works at West Coast, so I'm pretty sure he's having financial problems, because West Coast is having financial problems, as they always have. Mismanagement of the company that's the bottom line, right? And then Ryan is going through a divorce and a couple of lawsuits, and same shit. Another labor lawsuit. Couple of 5 guys left within the last couple of months. I only know because it's somebody that works there is a close friend of some guy that worked with us on the set.
Yeah.
And mad problems over there, and it's all mismanagement. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you was right, bro, it's like you could, just like I'm putting the team back together and getting ready to build this brand. Instead of you saying that type of shit ruined your shop, which it didn't, it built your shop. You could have been doing this, and paying back homage to millions of people that watched that show and built your brand, bro. But that's not what you did.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. You went like that, like start sticking your nose in the air, bro. So
yeah, money changes.
Oh man,
Listen, people think
Man.
it's all wine and roses. It's all a fun time. It's all great. No, man, it's not. It can be really bad.
yes,
Yeah.
it can. What goes up, comes down
Yeah,
hard,
yeah.
man. And,
Right.
it's
So I'm gonna tell you a story. Me and Q was at Seaman one year, right? So I'm at West Coast Custom taking a class doing interior. So me and Ish was showing us how to do interior and stuff. And Q rolled up. He was like, "Hey, what you doing, DJing?" Because I was over by the DJ booth. I was like, "No, man, I'm getting me a certificate and learn how to do interior."
yeah.
Yeah,
Some scratching on the side.
yeah. And I
Yeah,
messed
man.
around. That's the year I messed around, drank all the monsters because they had a cooler with monsters in it.
Oh, really?
I'm drinking. It's hot out there, right? And
Right.
Monster just came out, so I didn't know it was poison.
Oh, man.
We went to the club that night. I was running like a little kid.
Oh, that's
Like, Lee, what's wrong with you?
all jacked up.
full of monster, huh?
Yeah, man, I was juiced up.
That's funny.
Yeah, man. So me and Q, man, we got we was running strong, man, in the late 2000s.
Oh, hey, look, Lee, I done got my second win, bro. I'm gonna start running again, man.
Yeah.
It's going down, man. So the other after still pimping, you know what I mean? It's well, not even after, but like the whole thing is during. Is my other thing is Tryon, bro, the little supercar company, right?
Oh yeah. I was gonna ask you about that.
Yeah, I've been trying to get that going. We went up and down so much with that company, bro, and it's crazy when you get to that level of manufacturing and that level of money, man. How the games they play is ridiculous, bro.
Yeah.
If I would have known, if I would have been sitting there and watching and being in these meetings myself, I would be like, that's not how stuff happens. But no, that's how it happens, bro. It's when you have a technology, when you have a brand, you have some product, I should say, that will potentially change the way they do things, or you're potentially going to sell millions, not only here in the U.S. but globally. Oh man, they don't want that, bro.
Yeah.
They don't want that because they
Power
feel
of the
like you're
beast.
taking a piece of their money, right? But they're old. They're not changing with technology, right? Dodge, GM, or Ford, all of them, bro. They're all losing the race. That's why Elon's killing them, right?
Yeah, I was just about to say.
Yeah, you're not changing, bro. You gotta stop thinking about the same shit. And Elon ain't really. He's just now starting to really get into really changing. I mean, because you're not really changing technology if you're using the same machines, right? He basically went and bought a whole bunch of the retired machines to start his factory, which is fine, right? But that's not new technology, right? So what Tryon had or has is new technology, and that's what they were afraid of. It took a long time to see. So we had to go outside the country to do what we're doing, bro. Then we got to bring it back in. We got to go prove ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I've seen the car on your social medias. Where can people on the chat can go take a look at it?
Tryon Supercars, I believe they're working on the website. TryonSupercars.com is where you'll be able to go and look at a lot of the footage. I believe we have a TikTok and an Instagram as well that my boy Kai manages right now. So that'll have like all the latest news stuff. Like we just did a deal in Fresno with a high school out there that's very, very advanced with the programs that they're teaching these kids. Fresno is an agricultural county in California, right?
Okay.
And there's a lot of big agricultural machines that they build and they have to fix and stuff like that. So he's teaching these kids in high school how to weld and do some spacecraft level type welding in these class, bro. They're
Nice.
reading CAD, they're doing design, and it's all hands on. You know what I mean? So Rich, the CEO of Tryon, I don't know how or when I was out here filming this, went up to Fresno and took a look at the school, bro. Next thing you know, I was booked for a flight going up there to talk to these kids about, possibly building a prototype. Well, after all the legalities and the paperwork, because they are kids, they have to sign the NDA and blah, blah, blah. We got the deal to go through. So these kids in high school are getting ready to build a prototype that's, associated with a $1.8 million supercar, right? Kids don't get these kind of opportunities, right?
Right.
No.
They're excited about it, but we're excited about it as well because we can hire these kids right out of this dang high school, and they're doing our level of welding and CAD design and CAD reading and robotics. That was the other thing, robotics. So
Sure.
they're doing all the they have an air tunnel where they're doing our aerodynamics, right? Getting all
Right.
the measurements
tunnel,
for our
yeah.
wings. We have moving parts at a certain mile an hour, right? But they're making those parts motorized, not only on the scale model but on the prototype as well.
Yeah.
So they're doing some crazy stuff at high school level.
So, I mean, it's high school, so it's not like they have a major or anything. But did they talk about what they're being groomed for post high school? Or they already have like,
Yes.
what's the college track that they're going to be taking? The same manufacturing or
No college track. They're going right into the
workforce?
Got into the workforce.
You know, we've been talking about that. How it got to be like when we were younger, you didn't need a college degree to do anything. You could just go to work. And then it got to the point where, well, associate's good. If you had a bachelor's, boy, it'd be middle management. Now, kids that people with masters are at McDonald's, the degree became almost worthless.
Yes.
To a point.
Absolutely.
And now I'm glad to see that something like that is coming back around.
Yes.
You can be trained highly enough to work and make a good salary right out of that's fantastic.
Right out of high school. So they're already doing it right now. So there's a program where, and actually they can work in the summertime where they're getting up to $25 an hour, up to 6 hours a day over the summer. There is a company, Mr. Betts. He has a suspension company. He makes springs for big commercial vehicles, the buses, the tractor trailers, stuff like that, right? And he has a internship program where he takes so many kids out of that program specifically every year and give them jobs right out of high school. So then there's they're building the speed rail out of there. There's another program that takes them on the speed rail, and then we partner up with them so we can grab some as well. I mean, I'm telling you, when you look at the welds that they're doing, I had to act like I wasn't the problem. Like, oh, that's good. Someone just said, no, that's freaking great. I mean, it's like you're making my guys look like they need to come back and go to school. Like they're and this is the other thing that was absolutely phenomenal about this school, right? I think it's been open for 4 years, right? It's kind of a fairly new program. Not one fight.
Oh, beautiful.
Not one fight. For high school kids, for kids like today, dude,
right. So they're dedicated.
That's doing really good. I mean, that shows that those kids really care about that program and want to be in it, right?
You know, on my radio show 2 weeks ago, we had Lake Speed Jr. on, the oil tribologist, and he was talking about an engine shop that he goes to. That's a high level engine shop, and they have all the machines, mills, lathes, everything. And he says all the old school machines sit there. He goes because the kids don't know how to work them. No surprise. But what they're getting is kids out of high school that can run CNC machines, 5-axis CNC mills, and because that's their world is like buttons and screens and
programming. Yep.
Yeah. So again, everything just kind of jumped back, but with new technology, and it's almost like a rebirth, if you will.
Absolutely.
It's cool. Very interesting. Very
okay, I'm gonna get the fellas on in the
bring some
room.
Some guys.
I'm sure they got some questions for you, Q.
Absolutely. Let's go.
That were there, etc. And actually, at the time, the guy thinks.
There's Mako, man.
Hey, what's up? How you guys doing?
Hey guys.
Justin. Jim.
Hey Jim.
Papa Squirrel. Good to see you all tonight.
Man, fellas, welcome in.
So these are our usual family members. They're here.
Troublemakers.
I thought you were gonna say suspects.
These are the regulars, huh?
Yeah, these are my boys right here.
Okay.
So
that's what's up.
I'm trying to get everybody to come out to SEMA. You can't explain it until they see it.
Oh man, yeah, it's really hard to explain. Over 35 miles worth of pure automotive goodness.
Now, Papa Squirrel, he's a regular. I meet up with him out there, so he's always out there. But these other jokers, I'm trying to tell them, man, you got to come out.
Yeah.
Well,
If you
Brian's
walk
been
up and
there.
down The aisles of SEMA. I'm not even exaggerating. It used to be 27 miles, but they added the West Hall. It's now 35 miles. If you walk up and down every hallway, and I take that back. There's the outside as well. I'm not counting the outside and the back. It's the outside and the front, but not the outside and the back. So they've added some more stuff since then. So
Now, I'm going to
yeah,
tell
when
you
you
guys,
come, bring your good shoes. Don't worry about trying to look good in dress shoes. You're gonna hate your life.
Yeah.
hey, I'm going to tell you guys, 15 years ago, me and Q would hit every building every day, right?
Oh
Yes, sir.
boy.
Still do it.
And
It's tougher now, but I do it.
yeah, as we get older, like I ran into him out there this year. I was like, bro, I got to go home and take a nap in the middle of the day.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it used to be, he would be asking me, "Where's the party at, bro? Well, we turning up tonight." Now he said, "I gotta go and take a nap first."
Yeah.
Or the jump off.
The jump off, right?
No joke.
Dude, ain't no jump now, boy. 10 o'clock, I'm in bed.
Absolutely.
So you guys got any questions for Q?
Yeah, what you got, man?
Go
Hey,
ahead,
Q,
Justin.
you were talking about the car that got junked. I was just curious how many of those cars are left that are still with the original owners?
Right now, I know Christina's Honda is a goner. The transmission blew in that, and the boyfriend couldn't fix it, and somehow it ended up. I guess she didn't have the money to fix it, and it ended up in the salvage yard, parted out, and then I'm pretty sure it's been crushed, and it's a donor that's probably recycled metal, as well as the Impala that was the cop car. He was driving around in the cop car. We made his Impala. He was a skateboarder. We made his Impala a skateboard, kind of a skateboard theme. It was gold with the black top. That one's been, the rear. He got hit on that, and it just crumpled the rear quarter, which I probably could have fixed it had I known, but it made it to the salvage yard as well. Already got parted out, and it's no longer with us as well. So, with the ones that are not the ones that have been ruined or destroyed or totaled or whatever, then I'll probably try to build clones for those, just to have them in our little repertoire. But the ones that people that still have them, right now I'm at 6.
What's up, guys?
6 people that had their car for 20 years. I think there's 7. I haven't confirmed it myself. Someone says yes, but I haven't confirmed it myself yet. So until I do, I think I know for a fact there's 6 of the people who are participants who still have their cars. So with that said, the ones who still have their cars and you kept your car for 20 years, I'm going to do the 20-year update, at no charge for them.
Oh, nice.
Hopefully they'll have it in another. Hopefully they'll have it in 2 years. But
How
I'll
many
take over
total
10,
did you
but I'm
do?
done after that. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
How many total did you do? How many total cars did you redo?
I haven't done them yet, but so far there's
No.
2 that are
No. In the beginning, I mean, how many
On the
cars
show. Oh,
are
how many
there
cars-
out there?
how many
You've
cars
only
did you do
found
during the
6 or
show?
7. How many cars total did you do during the show?
Oh, there's 7. Well, with West Coast, there was 34. And then with Galpin, I believe there was another 40 plus. Altogether, there was 72 total.
Wow, that's a lot of cars.
Wow.
It's a lot of cars, man.
Yeah.
A lot of cars.
Yeah,
So my
it
plan is, I know there's a lot of Galpin cars out there. I didn't particularly do those, and that's where a lot of the lies, a lot of the the trickery when they started doing the messed up builds, and that's where a lot of the lies and the rumors from the internet are coming from. But what I'm finding out is it's actually not lies. So Galpin, when the show went to Galpin, right? Okay, well, let me back up. At West Coast, we had 2 weeks to build those cars. Every day that we were late, it was a $5,000 fine. Fact.
Whoa.
Wow.
We had a $45,000 budget, right? $25,000 went into the car, and the other $20,000 was for labor. And we had 2 weeks. Every day that you were late, they fined you $5,000. Swear to God. So We weren't late, and we never gave it. Oh, and any money that you didn't spend on the particular car, like anything outside of that, under that 25,000, you had to give back. Right. So we spent all the fucking money, and we got under 2 weeks every time. Right.
Sure,
We
sure.
were never late. True story. We were never late because it messed with our check. So with that said, we did that show for 3 seasons at West Coast under a 2-week window. When they went to Galpin, right, they had a bigger shop. They had twice the equipment. They had, I don't know, 150 times the money, right? As far as like, because it's a corporate, like they're worth billions of dollars, right? So they had everything. So they gave them 6 weeks, and they gave them a $45,000 cap because now there's 3 seasons into it. They're making MTV or Viacom is making $350 million a year in the ad revenue. So at this point, they'll do anything to keep this show going, right? True story. I'm gonna bring all these numbers up. I got the receipts, if you will, for all the stuff. So when they went to Galpin, they gave them 6 weeks and a $45,000
6 weeks
budget on their cars, right? They were still late, and the owner of Galpin was end up spending anywhere from $50,000 to $80,000 per car out of his own money every episode.
Wow.
Facts. I know that because Mad Mike told me that out of his own mouth.
Now, when this was, you said West Coast.
No, that was at Galpin. West Coast.
No. Before that, West
Okay, go
Coast,
ahead.
right?
Yeah.
Who owned that at the time?
Ryan. Ryan's always owned it.
Oh,
Ryan and I were partners when we first opened up the company at West Coast Auto Trends. That was the first name of our company. We bankrupted that company. And, you know, he has a story like my grandpa gave me the $5,000 to get my business started and that story. Well, we bankrupted that company. It was a doctor that his mom was seeing that loaned us another $10,000 to open up West Coast Customs after we crashed West Coast Auto Trend. That's how we got started again. So again, it was, you know, mismanagement. And it was only 3 of us. It was me, Ryan, and a guy named Brian, right? And I drove a beer truck for Miller at the time. So I wasn't there all day, every day. You know, after 5:36, I'd drive down because we would always work late hours. And I didn't know Ryan. I was friends with Ryan's dad. Ryan's dad owned the liquor store that I used to deliver to. I drove for Miller for 6 years, right? Miller Beer. And his dad owned the liquor store that I used to deliver to. And me and his dad was really good friends because his dad knew sports like nobody I ever knew. I'm talking about everything from golf to pickleball, everything in between. I swear to God. You could ask him anything: hockey, baseball, pogo, shuffleboard, whatever. He knew who played it, what position they were ranked. Oh, it was almost. He was one of those guys that was gifted with numbers and memory, right? So, when I delivered to his store, I would ask him some random question about sports, and he'd know every time. It was crazy. But no, me and Ron, that was his name. Me and Ron were friends, and then I think like a year and a half after I was delivered to his store is when Ryan moved from Las Vegas to California, and then probably 6 months later when we started West Coast Auto Trends.
Okay.
There's some history for you. I think I've only told that story 2 or 3 times.
Yeah, I never heard it. I was thinking, I was like, he's been holding out.
Yeah, I don't even think you've heard that story, right?
No.
20 years, yeah. I haven't told that story very many times. But yeah, that's Mad Mike, Ish, and Alex are joining me on this venture. We're gonna all sit down and pretty much do like this little podcast and just talk about, you know, how we got hired, when we got hired, and when we left, and all the things that we did that we loved and hated about working there. You know what I mean? So that'll be very, very informative to say the least.
Nice. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it because all of us really started watching these car shows, and that was one of the shows that was there that kicked it off for us watching these car shows.
Well, there wasn't. What was it before then?
Boyd. No, I think you were before Boyd, weren't you?
Yeah. Who?
Boyd Connington.
American Hot Rod.
You were before that.
Boy, was that was it. That was. But see again, and this is where I like to differentiate the show and what the show was about. and no one has duplicated that until we're doing this. Okay, so with Boyd built $200,000-$300,000 building, right?
Right.
Right. His dream was extreme, and he took 2-3 years or whatever to build the car. Right. That was the premise of the show, which is fine. Problem with that is with getting famous and going worldwide is only 3% of the population can afford that kind of car. Right.
Yeah.
So when you start talking about these other poor countries and stuff like that, that's where Pimp My Ride, that's where it connects with people around the world. And even here in the States, I don't care who you are, right? You can always know somebody who drove a piece of shit car, right? Or you had one yourself.
Yep.
Period, flat out. But with a $300,000, $400,000 car, there's only a handful of people can say my best friend has that kind of car.
Yeah.
So people don't connect to those kind of shows. Pimp My Ride was a feel good show. We were helping somebody. They had a $500 car, which on average, damn near anybody in the world can afford, right? And who wouldn't think of dreaming of you getting that car just totally fixed up? Because you're barely putting gas in the damn thing.
Mhm.
That's so many stories around the world, not just here in the U.S., so around the world. People have cars, but they're barely freaking driving them, bro. You know what I mean? So somebody to come and do that for you, it's like, man, thank you, right? Some people are like, oh yeah, I'm here to sell it. Okay, whatever. Just feel like, that's a feel-good show for you, that person, and everybody around that person.
Mhm.
And anybody who watches it, oh, that's a great moment. So that's where Boyd and all the other shows do. There hasn't been a show like that since. That's where everybody's missing that. Yeah, I can build great fucking cars. I take 2-3 years when I do my. Absolutely, I don't show those cars for a reason. Everybody can afford it. That's like why be rubbing this shit in people's faces, bro?
Yeah.
It's just my thoughts. SEMA is like the greatest show on earth. And for gearheads, love it. And for people that work on cars who can't really get to it, it's great. But for the average person, they will never be able to afford not one car on that floor.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just the way it is, bro. You know what I mean? So you take a piece of crap car and you do something to it, people appreciate it. Done deal. You feel good. Like, oh, that was cool. That was actually cool. You know what I mean? The guy might don't have a pot to piss in or when to throw it out of, man. You just help somebody. As opposed to watching somebody who's got 50 million and he blows $1 million on the car. Well, good for you, buddy.
Yeah.
What about all the people out there that really need help? You know what I mean? That's just me, bro. So again, I do some super cool shit. Lee knows I've always built some cool cars, drove cool cars, but I try not to rub it in people's faces, man, because everybody can't afford that, right?
So you had mentioned something to me at SEMA about how a lot of people didn't really think the cars were done.
Right.
And so by you doing this remake, it's going to show that these cars are really done and done at a quality pace.
Right.
And they last 20 years.
When you see the interior on these cars, right? And then the fact that, like, even this Scion, even though it was a brand new car when we gave it to him, we put a computer in that car, right? DriveSoft computer. It had 3,000 videos on it.
Yeah,
like
that was
30,000 MP3 files on it. Like 20 years. And you can go online and have Windows 8 on it, right? 20 years ago. We were the first one to really put computers in cars. And now, out the manufacturer, you got computers in cars, right?
Right.
That computer still works.
Yeah.
Boot it up like bam. As soon as we turn the car on, the headrest still works. The CD-ROM still works. The music, everything in the car still works, bro. Everything. Even the neon lights, it's hanging, but it still works. Everything in the car still. So what are they talking about? You took stuff off the car before you gave it back. See, that was the stuff they did at Galvin. We never did that. Every car that we built, only thing we took off that on my watch that I know of was the flamethrowers on their Mustang, right?
Mm-hmm.
So there was could be a potential, hazard, and the TVs out the mud flaps on the 4Runner, and the TV that was in his spare tire. That was actually dumb. So we took it. You don't want TV flying off and smacking somebody in the face. They walking down the sidewalk. He gonna flip TV 8-inch flip him, hit him in the head. split you open, right? So all the unsafe stuff, there was a couple things we took off, and that was the whole fight. So this is what people fail to realize. When it was at West Coast, my whole fight with these producers is, look, at the end of the day, when the lights, camera, action go off, I still build cars. This is my life. This is what I do. So no, you're not putting there like it was so many fights with no. When you guys think that there was some stuff that you seen on there that that had to go. I mean, it had to go on there because that was kind of the premise of the show. But the stuff that we said no to, oh my God, you guys would not believe some of the stuff they wanted to do on some of these cars. And that's where at Galpin they didn't have that. No one was there to fight for them. Everybody did whatever they said do, they did it or found a way to do it. Some of you can't just do everything on a car, like a satellite on top, motorized off the top of somebody's Range Rover. Like, come on, man, what are you doing?
Right.
What some of the stuff they built over there was like, Mad Mike, you had a little hand in that, bro. You didn't say no. He was like, the check's clear. Okay.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, that was his answer. He said the check's clear. And coming from West Coast, where our checks wasn't clearing, I can understand.
Yeah.
That's a whole nother podcast, bro. We had to get everybody on here. If I tell that story, you'll think I'm bitten, bro. I had to get the other guys on here, bro, so they could tell, how that story went.
Yeah, I'd love to have you guys on, man.
Huh?
I'd love to have you guys come on, for sure.
I'll set that up, bro. I'll set that up. It may be, Mike will be out this weekend. Actually, Mike and Alex are coming out because Alex is doing his job and Mike is doing his job on the build that we're doing. So, they'll both be out this weekend. It's already did what he needed to do because the interior was it was intact, bro. He had to do the bolster, the driver's bolster where you get in and out. Only thing wrong with the car, bro.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, look, I'm gonna show you guys something real quick. Just real quick. Watch it.
You got some good stories, Lewis.
Yeah. And,
Okay. These are the floor mats we put in Kerry Scion 20 years ago.
Yeah.
The floor mat, yeah. Nice.
Not bad. It's not a tear in them. This is the driver one too.
Well, Ish ain't no joke.
This ain't no joke, bro. You know what I mean? That mat is 20 years old, bro. I was like, dang. And then the interior again, it's clean, man. You guys are going to be surprised when you see the whole episode. So now that the network's out of the way, I can build how I want to build. So we're doing some motor stuff. As a matter of fact, hold on one more time. I got this is Kerry's turbo, bro. The turbo for the Scion, man. So I don't want y'all talking crap saying we couldn't. It was the network. They didn't want us to do nothing with the motors, man. Come on, man. I just built rockets, bro. So Kerry getting a little power on the Scion, as there's a couple more cars, man. So yeah, we got we got some plans to go around.
Nice.
I'd like to bring up a very good point, or continue on a very good point that you brought up, if you don't mind, please.
Not at all, please.
Okay, going back damn close to 30 years when you start talking about Boyd and the shows that started it all. And yes, those were $300,000 builds 25 years ago, 30 years ago. We sat down over 20 years ago and determined it didn't matter what it was, 250 GTO, Ferrari 250 GTO, or I'm sorry, a Ferrari 250 GTE, or a 69 Dodge Dart GT. They both take the same amount of labor to restore. They both take the same amount of skill. Who's going to spend the $150,000, $200,000 on the Dart? Nobody. The Ferrari, anybody. So what we've had happen in the last 30 years throughout the entire United States is people with the enthusiasm but don't have the skill. So then they go to the shop who also has the enthusiasm, markets themselves as having the skill, but is really producing some unsafe work that I'm starting to see. And I don't feel right about calling out another shop or saying that that's poor work, because somebody put in the effort that means a lot just in itself. But we can't have stuff
Unsafe.
done part way to save $1 out running on the same roads as you and I.
I disagree with you, Paul. I disagree with you 110%. If a guy's putting out substandard work, these are the cars I've uncovered in the shop. Sending cars out with substandard brakes and I mean, I could give you a list. That guy should be. I wish I knew who it was because I would have called him out. Now you're putting people in jeopardy, and you're putting your family and my family and everybody else's family on the road in jeopardy. Now you're
Correct.
getting
I
started,
don't-
man.
I want to know how to correct it without being the asshole that I normally come naturally being.
Well, that's a different story. That's a different story.
It just comes natural. I'm sorry, guys. I mean, you all know I speak my mind, and if I see shitty work, I call it out. But it's getting to the point where that is not fixing the problem.
Mhm.
So how do
well,
we
that's
educate shops not to do the shitty work?
No, and you're right. We can sit and complain about it. I've talked about it almost every week on this show and on my other show, and it didn't change one damn thing. The only thing that changed something was when I fixed the car to make it safe. Now, at least there was a safe car out there, and it was peace of mind. But that's one, at a time.
Yeah, how many's out there? Yeah.
And I've seen a string of them.
Made
And-
that only 3% of America could afford the $500,000 builds in today's day and age. We only got 3% of the people in the automotive industry, it seems like, who can actually perform this kind of work.
Yeah, but unfortunately, though, when you go back to the call out on somebody, even though if you're telling the truth or showing, all they do is clam up, call their lawyer, and tell you to cease and desist and tell you to go can it because everybody can hide. This all goes back to paying that lady $1 million because she spilled hot coffee on her.
Right.
And now everybody's pussyfied about the law and is afraid to say anything, and people get away with murder. That's just like going up to Burtonsville on fucking Sunday morning and you see a guy put a whole car together with stainless steel bolts, and you're like, dude, the tensile strength on this is nowhere. I don't even want to be near you when you're driving down the road.
Yeah.
I accept those builds now. I was bitching about those builds when I lived in your area. I live down here now, and what I'm seeing here down here now, what you're describing is Pebble Beach quality to these guys.
It's crazy. That's like the dude that had the Mustang and he needed more power, so they put a bigger carburetor on, never did anything else, and now he's got a bogging problem, and the guy tells him he needs to put a bigger rear in the car. And the guy buys it, and you tell him, wait a minute, dude, you got to do this. Let's start here. And they look at you like you don't even know what the fuck you're talking. So you just smile and let them spend their money. So
Then this what I've been
At this point,
finding.
we almost need a TV show that truly educates all the enthusiasts.
yeah, but the problem is, just like the guy said, Q there, they got the media. I mean, the producer says that's boring TV, even though there's so many people that want to see the math or they want to see how it's really done. And we just skip right to the shiny stuff at the end of the day, and everybody's supposed to be happy about that. That's why I think a lot of these guys are going on their own publication or their own format, and they can show exactly what people want to see.
Absolutely.
That's actually what's going on with the deal that I'm becoming involved with. Is they're doing it on their own to show, because they know. Like I told the guy straight up 2 weeks ago, we were filming. I said, "Look, dude, I don't cut corners. It may take me longer to do it, but I'm doing it right." I said, "I don't care how long it takes. It doesn't matter."
I'm
He's
sorry.
like,
Hold
"Good."
on, Ray. Before I forget, because Q, you were in Arizona.
Yes.
Okay. Are you melted? You got the thermo suit, or are you wearing aluminum foil, or what are you doing? You looking good.
Combination of all three.
Okay, that's good. All right, man.
So what, were
Take
you
it out here. Yes,
100,
sir.
115, 118 today?
Yeah, about in that area. So, I operate at night. It says after starting to cool off right now. So,
You
yeah.
do night ops, right? You're out
sir.
at night.
Yes, sir. We're doing all
We
that.
were upper 90s today.
Everything, like the cars and everything we do is at night. You know, I'm not trying to kill nobody out here, man. So.
That now I know why you were able to get back into that shirt from 20 years ago, because you've been out in the heat. I see. Man, you ain't smooth enough. I got your number, bud.
It helped, bro.
I'm writing it down right now.
The pool is 9 feet deep, right? It's like a hot bath all the way to the bottom. The whole pool hot. And, you know,
Man.
unless you're throwing some ice in there or swimming with an ice floaty, it doesn't even help.
Yeah.
Crazy.
I'm also going to have to pretty much apologize. It doesn't look good for me to be at SEMA this year. I believe that I'm going to do the full 5 days for Wrenching for the Future build in Tennessee.
Okay.
So I'll pass on the party at Vegas and return to the work with Wrenching for the Future.
Okay. It's for a good cause.
Yes. And we can party together at PRI, and you can catch me up when everything happened at SEMA.
Okay. Sounds good. Sounds good. So Q, I'm gonna have a bus on the road heading towards SEMA. I'm probably gonna leave here in August or October.
Okay.
The whole month of October, I'll just be heading over that way. So
Okay.
Oh, you're taking the bus to SEMA?
yeah.
You know, this could help change my thought process.
It's done, bro. The bus is done. You driving it out?
Pretty close. I'm doing the tighten up stuff now. You know, the
I don't know.
pretty part of it.
Lewis, if you came my direction a little bit more, I'm not that far off your route.
I might head down that way. 'Cause I got some family down there in Texas. So me and the wife are gonna work our way over west. You know, no destination, just work our way over there.
You better plan your route so you have places to stop. It's a hell of a test drive taking the bus out across that way.
Well, I'm gonna take it around here a couple times, a couple trips. You know, before.
Oh, you're going to do the typical drive around the block twice and say, adios, I'm ready to go.
Yep.
Damn, you're all right. At least in the old days, I'd say take a quarter so you can make a phone call, but there's no more payphone.
Hey, listen, I got a list of because being in this industry, I know somebody in every state, so I'm letting them know, hey, I'm coming through. Make sure you answer the phone if I call.
Every town.
Right.
Yeah, answer the phone because I'm coming through with a whole bus.
Because that's like the old days, mom and dad told me I always had to leave the house with a quarter so I can at least call if I needed it. And I carried a quarter around forever. And of course, this was probably about 20 years ago. But I left the house and the truck broke down and I went to call the wife in the payphone and the operator wouldn't put the phone through. And I'm yelling at the operator and she said it was 55 cents. And I said, hell, who the hell carries 55 cents around? So that was back in those days. And of course I had to make a collect call and the wife was like, man, what the hell are you doing? And I said, dude, you got to bring me jumper cables. The truck's dead. So that was a long evening, but carrying around 55 cents was harder than carrying just a quarter around.
Phone card.
Yeah, those were the good old days.
Right.
Well, that's interesting. I hope you guys can find some more cars, I guess, but maybe you're counting on not so you don't break the bank. Break the bank. Yeah.
No, we're good there, man. There's, hopefully we can grab a couple sponsors along the way. I've got a couple major ones that are just waiting on my deck. So I believe, once it gets out, come on, again, this is in 103 countries. Who wouldn't want to be attached to this, right? And then you got the original guys coming back, and again, there's been a couple of networks that actually knocked on the door and they want it. But I'm going to stay away from that. If you guys are getting 350 million a year in ad revenue, and that's all you guys gave us, that's not fair. So, I've got, and with social media and all the different platforms you have nowadays, you know what I mean? It's so easy to get that same following and make the same amount of money that they would pay you and then still own everything, right? And then you have merchandise on top of that. And there's so many different ways of generating revenue. So, again, once I get to that point where it's which we've already allotted a certain amount where we can do 2 seasons comfortably. right? And if we haven't generated enough sponsors in 2 seasons, then we had fun. We'll call it a wrap. But I can't see it not doing that, bro. I can't. Honestly, I can't see it not going past 1 or 2 without. And I'm not calling them. You know what I mean? It's like I'm doing it on my own. So once I start airing it, I'll let them come to me, and then I can pick and choose who was there. Because there are some friends that I did call, and they're questioning, whether or not the fan base is there, and they're questioning all the bad publicity and stuff like that, right? And that's totally understandable, right? Totally understandable. And then with the stuff that Exhibit said about the show being 80 to 90% fake, right? Mm-hmm. But as a friend or as a business person, if I'm telling you what really happened and this is the story, this is the avenue that I'm taking, if that's not enough for you, then that's fine. You know what I mean? I'll do it on my own. And that's what I've been, there's been some people come on, don't get me wrong. But some people who I thought would be like friends are like, yeah, I don't think so. Oh, okay. I'm not begging you for nothing. I'm giving you an opportunity to market your freaking brand.
Right.
Case in point, and I'll throw this out there because he pissed me off. Dico at Giovanna Wheels. Your wheels have been on there for 20 years, bro. I just redid these wheels, but the seal is on there for 20 years. I called this fucker to get a center cap. And I will buy them. I ask you for shit for free to get the center cap, bro. I can't even get a center cap.
Wow.
I'm not even going to say your fucking name on here, bro. You know what I mean? You can go suck spit for real. I'll buy the center cap, bro. You telling me that your business is that, you know what I mean? Or even if you were like had a bad ill feeling about the show, it's like me calling Lee. All right, Q. I think I'm going to stay away from that, bro. I don't think it'll do good for my business. All right, that's fine. But for you to not just like take my call or just not like, I hear him like, hey, what's up, buddy? How you doing? It's been so long, right? Blah, blah, blah. We did that. And I'm like, yeah, I need some center caps. It doesn't hit me back. Okay. Okay, so you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put floating Forgiato fucking center caps on these. You go fuck yourself. Oh, sorry. I shouldn't be cussing that much. But
No,
yeah, it rubbed me the wrong way.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I'm going to put your competitor's floating center cap on your wheel. How about that? And then and only because I've already pulled these wheels apart and powder coated them, and because I want to keep the cars as much as as close to I can. I'm gonna take off all the goofy crap, right, and do them as much as keep them as close to possible as the way we did them on the show. Period. With an update, right? Update to whatever needs to be done. And Carrie's instance, the computer we're updating, putting it back in there. He had 3-piece wheels. I took them apart, powder coated the center orange, powder coated the hoop black, put them back together, stuck them, and they're going back on there. I peeled the wrap off for 20. Wrap's been on there for 20 years. I'm gonna call 3M and ask them if they want me to say that this is 3M film. And if they don't, guess what? This is a great film. Too bad I can't say the freaking name, right? And peel off the thing and show that there's no one else that can say that they can show proof, evidence of a rat being on the car for 20 years. And you've got video of it going on and video of it coming off.
It's a great endorsement. Yeah.
Huh?
That's a great endorsement right there.
Come on. It's one of the best.
Yeah.
And it came off like butter. It didn't rep. It didn't. It was like it's the greatest. It's the greatest endorsement you can possibly get. So people like that, I'll call not to be able to generate enough money to, to keep going. So I appreciate you saying that, though. I'm not gonna break the bank. Hopefully they break the bank and it's trying to stuff money in there, trying to get on, right? Because it's gonna be a great program, man. I mean,
that's also about the wrap because I was watching something. And we did it at the dealerships. We put that wrap across the front and nose on the Porsches to keep stone chips. And then, of course, over a period of time, people go to remove it and they'll rip the paint right off the car, and they'll tell them right off the bat, it's a crapshoot if it's going to destroy the paint. And, of course, now the guy's like, well, this is original paint. I don't want to mess it up. And especially – on certain colors, you can never get them to match. You got to paint the whole car, on those. And that's, like I said, that's amazing that for that time of period, especially because that was based out in California, right? I mean, with those when you were doing those cars, was that out west, right?
Yes, it was out west where we built the car. But Kerry, when he got that car, unfortunately, his sister had spina bifida. And the doctors they came from Fargo, North Dakota. and that's where her doctors were. So they had to go back to there like a year after he got that car. After I think he said 6 months. He drove that car, spent its lifetime in Fargo, North Dakota.
Well, I mean,
Very harsh
you
winter.
still have the sun and elements, but not, like you guys walking around with aluminum suits so you don't melt, in Arizona.
Very true, but also it's usually minus some degrees at least 2 months out of the year in Fargo.
No, that's very true. But with that kind of cold, you still look sexy. You keep your age a little better.
Absolutely, but for a rapper, it usually makes it crack and brittle, but for 3M, it lasted 20 years. Yeah, but for me, I can still, I'm not going out in that. I'm gonna
If
be
you
in the house.
look that way, you wouldn't fit in that suit anymore.
Say it again.
If you were out there, you wouldn't fit in that suit. You'd be a little bit heavier.
Oh yeah,
Keeping warm.
absolutely. You wouldn't need no problem keeping warm. When he came out here, because I brought Kerry out here, once the car got here, right? I flew Kerry out, and he actually met us with the transport. We got him and the Scion. I met the transport truck with a tractor with a trailer, picked it up, and we came on in, right? And he was telling me about, I recorded it all too. Pretty much from the time he got the car up to now. And he's got a great story, man. This kid he's a grown man now, but his story, and he's 100% genuine. Like, you can tell that this kid, that he's speaking from the heart, right? His story and what he revealed, man, is just mind-blowing. This first episode is going to be crazy, just in the sense that the story that goes along with it. You know what I mean? Like, this kid is, we put that computer in his car. Now he works at Microsoft. And they were saying, like, the kids, the stories weren't real. That's all they got, but they started making stuff up. Like, it's hard to be creative and build those kind of cars, like, in a 2-week time.
Right. And when is this all going to start to air, or are we still in the process, or when is this going to take place? We're
definitely still we're actually still on the first car. So we just got started. I just actually opened the company in May. April is when I opened up Steel Pippin.
And what's your projection of shooting for? Is this going to be something next year going to come out of the gate running, or are we going to try to do it?
No, as soon as this Scion is done, all the rest of them we're shooting live. So we'll be doing live TikTok and stuff like that. But I'm going to release this first one in the first week of August. First week, it'll be done in July. I'll release it the first week of August, and that should give us about a week and a half to get ahead on the next build. Which, again, that this is going to be a original participant, original car from season 1, and his story is very compelling. When you hear that, you're going to be like, "Oh my God, he's a guy." Like, I can't make this stuff up. You know what I mean? You're going to know when they tell their stories, like, it's genuine. It's not there's nothing made up about it, and they tell their story. They're on their own words about how they got picked. Who they're, and this one is like, we were handpicking them. The first couple of seasons, like, okay, I'll tell you this: the next car is Big Dave's little cousin.
Yeah.
You remember that car? Yeah. Yeah, he still has it. He still has it. Huh?
What car was it?
The Honda CRX.
Oh,
Brown.
yeah.
Like, that's hot. He had kidney problems. So we gave him like a water pack, you know what I mean, to help him stay hydrated, and some other medical stuff dealt with the car. But that car looks dope. What you see it, man? I'm telling you, this I can't make this stuff up, bro. And then what he did with his career, based on, you'll see, man. It's like this stuff's crazy. It's crazy. So it's definitely going to be great TV. But again, I'm going to host it on my website. We'll start doing the paid subscription little side for when I walk through SEMA. I'll do SEMA Live this year. Because again, I'm going to release that. I have a couple of episodes released. There's somebody that wants to bring the car to SEMA. So yeah, it's going to be a lot of cool stuff to go on with this thing, man. And we're only getting started. It's going to be a great show. So you guys are getting jewels right now. I've been telling you guys stuff that no one's even heard. Like, I haven't even been doing any marketing, anything. Only thing I've done on it is what you've seen on TikTok and Facebook. That's it. I haven't done any other marketing for it. So I'll get all my, I guess, friends and fans who've been following me for a while to go on and lock into there before I start charging for the subscriptions, right? Because once you get to so many, then they're going to, once you get over 40, I think it's 40 or 50,000 followers, then they want to start charging, as far as like my network or whatever.
Right.
Yeah, it's like, tell your mom, tell your girl, tell a friend, tell anybody that was a fan, go on now and become a member. Because in a minute, it's gonna be, and they're you'll get certain stuff for free. Don't get me wrong, but like the juicy, you're gonna want to get that, bro. You're gonna want to get that, the behind the scenes and the live action, especially like Alex and Mad Mike, and when we're all together, bro. It's like we never missed a beat, man. It's that camaraderie that we used to have back in the day, man. It comes back out. You can see it.
That's nice. That's a whole nother show right there. Just
Absolutely, it is, bro. And we talked about that. That's a whole nother realm of what we're doing, bro. Alex is rapping spaceships, bro.
Yeah.
They got a rap that goes up to the atmosphere with like not Elon's, but Jeff Bezos' little contraption and Richard Branson's, like they go up to the atmosphere.
Yeah.
And they bring it back down or whatever for so many. Yeah. They've got those vehicles are wrapped.
Huh.
It's crazy, bro. They got a space age wrap that puts off. So yeah, he's doing all kind of crazy stuff, man. So they capture that, but they don't want you to film none of that. Like they wouldn't let me in
Right.
grab none of that, man. Yeah, that's some top secret.
So I took Alex's class too at West Coast.
So again,
Yeah. I learned how to rap. I learned how to do interior. I went
Right.
playing.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah, they got a lot of classes that they teach, man. I haven't heard of any students that's excelling beyond, out of this world. But I heard it. Was it a good course?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was
They
3M.
don't work there no more.
Yeah, it was 3M that sponsored it. So yeah, it was a nice course.
Exactly. See, so
Yep.
yeah, if they knew what we were doing with what we're doing, with what I just did with their rap in this very location, they'd be on it right now, bro. Because again, I don't know of any rap company that can say that. Look at our 20-year-old video. Look at it coming off right now. Same person that put it on, the same guy taking it off 20 years later. I thought that was like, bro, that was
Crazy right there. Yep.
yeah, bro. Yeah, to see, and I start morphing the shots when I start looking at the episode again, was doing the little edit. Yeah, it's sick.
Nice.
It's gonna be a lot of fun, man. So, yeah,
Well, it
man.
definitely sounds awesome.
Yes.
Like I said, it's kind of where we've at or where we've come, seeing stuff from 20 years or 30 years. And, it's great that you guys can get together and do that. And hopefully, I know you have a few of them that don't want to have any part of it. Or like you said, that type of thing. It's kind of bad that, it's kind of like getting the band back together and still missing one person or whatever. But
Yeah.
I think that's pretty awesome. And it's at least you can do it now before, you say another 10 years, there might not be a few of you guys to do that or have that around. So that's awesome.
Yeah. It might not be, some of the participants, all the participants might not be around now. I just found out recently during my discoveries that Niles with the pink Cadillac, she passed about 4 or 5 months ago.
Wow.
Yeah, man. So it's not even all the participants are still going to be around, man. Life happens,
Oh yeah. But it is neat. It is interesting or neat to get that. Unfortunately, from my point, I didn't watch that. Pimp My Ride. So some of the stuff you're talking about, I had to go back and thank God for YouTube and rewatch the issue. Rewatch those old shows to see what you're talking about. But like I said, it's all interesting and getting down and dirty. Obviously, you're not worried about the black Suburban pulling in your driveway later on because you're giving out all these secrets. But that's good. Don't worry, we got your back, so you're okay.
I appreciate
I'm in the DC area, so I got one that lives across the street all the time. So I'm pretty sure they're listening to me. So it's all right. You get used to it.
You watch it. Make sure you don't roll out tonight, man. Make sure you stay at the crib tonight.
Make sure I don't climb through the bathroom window. Yeah. You're all right, man.
Yeah, no, I mean, everything I said is, again, I own the brand. So it's just, you guys are if you're cool with Lee, you're cool with me. You know what I mean? I don't mind giving up a little secret every now and then, man. And again, I give you guys that no one's really heard. And it's going to be a lot of fun, bro, with the Steel Pimpin'. But the stuff on top of that comes after that, the whole website is just a platform for a bunch of automotive stuff, right? That's just the whole plethora. And vehicle manufacturing is one of those things. So with Tryon, a lot of that stuff will be on that website as well, with our travels and the buildings of the prototype as well as the real car. I've got the motor at the house, but the house in Cali, it's ready, man. It's ready. So as soon as the chassis going, we'll start slapping that thing together, man. And I will be the test driver for that vehicle as well. So it'll be some fun in-car action for the people that actually give a care about stuff like that, right? 'Cause what do you do after pimping rides and after doing so many custom cars? I've done everything from a Pinto to a Bugatti, right? What's next? Manufacturing, automotive manufacturing. When I get that this is a totally different monster, bruh. I thought I was knowledgeable, and I am. We all are as far as cars. Like we know about cars. But when it comes to manufacturing, bruh, I was about as dumb as I was green, like green. You know what I mean? So what I've been learning for the last 4 years is just that, jet manufacturing, with just in time, like delivery. So you got the trucks waiting outside the factory to deliver the material to your stuff as they build it. So you're not stocking a whole bunch of, right. And then, the body and whites and, the production list. I've learned so much. It's crazy, bro. So I've got a big part of the manufacturing process in Tryon. So I'll be building some of that and, sharing some of that with the people that actually hold on from Steel Pimpin', right? And you'll know the true fans and the true people that's genuinely interested in that kind of stuff, right, bro? That has been my next phase of life, bro. Has been, man, and not just manufacturing, doing finance and getting the money, to do manufacturing. I've been sitting in these meetings because I'm next to the man that, sitting next to the man. So, we're sitting in these meetings, bro, and yeah, it gets a little intense, bro. It's a whole different ball game, man. And I'd love to share that with a lot of people because, I've been in the industry for a lot of years. Just now learning the side of it, right? We're going to Detroit for these conventions, and there's not a lot of gearheads in these shows, bro. But we're the ones that are buying the product that are made from these machines, right? The 3D print machines and all this new technology that they're coming out with, right? And I'm walking through this, and of course I'm looking like, I'm standing on like a sore thumb because I'm geared, I just look like, I don't look like them, bro. Everybody out there with a bunch of nerds, right? And for lack of a better word, bro.
Yeah.
To the highest level though, like scientist type.
The real deals.
Yeah, real deal, right? So walking around these conventions with these guys, man, learning all this new technology and the toys that they're playing with, or the toys that's available to you in manufacturing, whole nother ball game. Whole nother ball game. They can print a tank now, right? What Army is doing. They got a printer that prints tank material, bro. Like it's big enough to print a tank. No joke.
Damn.
Yeah.
So injection molding and 3D printing is like what no one has really grasped. But my guy, Rich, has got that shit down pat, right? So the day of the GigaPress machines, that's old technology, bro. Like 100-year-old technology. That's not how we're doing it. That's all I can say, people. Stop twisting my arm, damn it.
Hey, we appreciate you, man.
Yeah,
Hey.
no doubt, man. No doubt.
You know what? It's my bedtime. I got to be an adult early in the morning.
Understood.
So I'm going to jump off. But Q, the fellas stay on the after party. They call it the after party. So they stay on, but I got to jump. So you're welcome to stay on?
I got about 3% left, bro. So that was like right on time. Cause
Right on
I was
time.
about to make that announcement, but you
Him too.
Hey, we appreciate you, bro. And
yeah, no
you
doubt,
always
man.
welcome on here, man. You know, you my dude.
Appreciate you guys listening to my story, and hopefully you guys, follow me on TikTok, Steel Pippin, Steel Pippin Inc. And then the other one is that's the guy from. Those are all my little TikToks. So Ray, Lee, you can give it to him. I think Ray talking about it right now, man. And yeah, man, you guys go on there, bro, and follow me because it's gonna be all the inside scoops on there, and it's mostly friends and family, bro. Don't nobody know. Like all the new millennials don't know about me yet. So no.
Yeah.
All right, Q. Appreciate it.
All right.
All right, fellas, I'm
That
out.
sounds good.
That's
Sounds
great
awesome.
evening,
It was
man.
great
See you,
talking
Louis.
to you.
Man. Love, peace, and hair grease.
All right.
Keep it pippin'. Keep it pippin'.
All right.
Thanks for coming on, man. All right. Wow, that was a night.
Yeah.
That was a surprise. Yeah.
Yeah.
A surprise.
I guess with that, we'll end the live stream.
That was interesting, but you guys, I'm gonna have to jump off because I've got to work tomorrow.
Oh, I am so sorry to hear that.
Yeah, aren't you?
Yes.
Please put a little bit more sympathy in that, Ray.
I'll work on it. Papa. I'm sorry.
Okay, Papa Squirrel. Take care. Be
Okay,
safe.
you do that.
I'll see
All
you,
right.
man.
We'll see you.
See you next week.